So, as embarrassed as I am in admitting it, a few days back I saw my first Dracula movie. I've never seen Dracula before. But I'm even more embarrassed to admit that I've never read the book, the original book, ever before. Or any of the rewritings or anything of that sort. I've heard so much about Dracula, but I never watched any movie, never saw anything. So here's this is the, I don't know if it's visible. Wait. See the poster? Yeah, this is the book. This is the movie that I saw. It's directed by Luc Besson. Sounds French. I think it's French, yes. And I quite liked the movie. And the movie inspired me to read the book, actually. I did not have the book with me, so I had to read it on my Kindle. And what a book! I mean, it's not a romance, for sure. The genre is horror. After reading the book, I still like the film adaptation. Meanwhile, the reviews are not very great. It's got 6.1 on IMDb and 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, not a good rating. But I personally liked the adaptation. And I'll tell you why. So, the novel is very different, of course. When I read the original version, I was like, what? I had imagined Dracula and Mina in a, romantic relationship, and I would get to know all of that. But in the book, I mean, you must have read it. I know. I'm the only one who was late to the party, I think. So in the original version, it's very different. There's no romance whatsoever between Dracula and Mina. And, but to my pleasant surprise, Mina is a very strong character. I mean, given the time that it was written in, yes, there is a lot of chivalry and there are a lot of people who are trying to help her, but she is intelligent. She is the one who gets the hints, who finds the openings when they hit a whole of the party. The rest of the men, they hit a wall. She is the one finding the way out. She's the one who figures out, which route Dracula might be taking to go back to his place in Transylvania. And she's the reason they were able to catch up on him and kill him eventually. I don't know why, without ever reading Dracula, without ever watching any movie adaptation before, I had in mind that Dracula, I know it was about vampires. I had in mind that somehow the girl is trapped in a Gothic castle. And Dracula is hiding in the castle. And there's a hide and seek sort of situation going on. I don't know why I have this understanding of Dracula. I just don't know where it is coming from. Is there any movie adaptation of this sort or rewrite of a story of something of this sort? Because I don't know where this is coming from, but I have such clear idea in my mind about what Dracula is about. I just knew that it is a romantic story, a romance between a vampire and a woman, and he's obsessed with a woman, and he's kind of afraid of her as well because he doesn't want her to see him in his actuality, in his reality. So there's a component of hide and seek going on, and then there's a Gothic castle, and then there are Gothic elements in it, weird creatures, darkness and mystery, and she's trying to unravel the story, unravel the mystery, and there's a love story going on. And this whole situation is so clear in my head. I don't know where this is coming from, but I was so sure this is what Dracula is about. I don't know how. Please enlighten me. So I was pleasantly surprised by Mina's character in the book, which was much stronger than in the film, actually. Because in the film adaptation, Mina is more like, everything is centered around her. Dracula becomes Dracula because of her, and she is the reason why everything is happening. But she herself is very innocent, naive. Her friend Lucy is a vampire and she never doubts the fact. While in actual version, Mina is with Lucy all the while and she is the only one who knows about her sleepwalking habits. And she's very aware, she's very present. But that's not so in the adaptation. That's the only point of contention I had with the movie adaptation. Otherwise, I really liked it, and I'll tell you why. See, in the book, we never get to know why Dracula becomes Dracula and how. So there's a big gap, okay? Now I'll tell you one thing. A storyteller would tell you, because I've met one. Recently, I went on a residency. And last year, actually, I spent quite a lot of time with traditional puppeteer. They are great storytellers, right? And we have fixed mythologies, but these puppeteers, they have innumerable amount of stories about the same mythology. And when I asked Gundu Rajaji, he said, you can have infinite number of narratives. You just need one thing. You need to find the gap, and then you need to fill in the gap. And that's one thing that I think this adaptation does very well. It tells us the Dracula's side of the story, which we were not able to get in the book. His point of view, the reasoning why he became Dracula, and how. And I found it very interesting. On the other side, Wuthering Heights. Now, this is one book that I love and I've read it multiple times. And I have a very beautiful edition of it as well. I'd like to show off. Look at this. Also this. How beautiful that is. And then the recent adaptation of the book, which is not available on Prime in India yet. It will be available on 30th of March, I think. This one, I think everybody knows about it. Margaret Robbie, Jacob Elordi, directed by Lyd Fennell. But I saw the trailer. Okay, if we imagine Dracula to have been born in a peasant family or in a family of a farming household back in his first lifetime, then he won't be a Dracula, right? He won't have the space or the money to hide from the world and become what he became, right? And to exist. He would have been caught much, much earlier. So, because of the space and money and everything that he had in his hand, he was able to. So, changing the character setting in a way that the character cannot even exist is my problem. So, if you cast a white Heathcliff, Heathcliff became Heathcliff because of the isolation and discrimination that he had to face, which was stemming because of the racial prejudice. If he is white, now I can't critique the movie more than this because I've not seen the movie yet, right? So I'm only critiquing the cast decision. But you tell me, if you have seen the movie and the movie is able to defend this decision of casting a white man as Heathcliff, let me know, because I would love to see a live adaptation of one of my favorite book. But when I see the trailer, it's stopping me, honestly. Heathcliff is an anti-hero. And the story is, many people see it as romantic, his and Catherine's story. But Catherine was a brat. And Heathcliff, a very bitter man, full of vengeance and cruelty, because what he did with Isabel and later on with the next generation, the kids. You can't really forget that, you know. Heathcliff is not a hero figure. Most of the Gothic fiction, it's a cautionary tale, right? So the passionate violence that exists between Catherine and Heathcliff is not something to aspire for, but it is romantic and it is gorgeous and tragic, and that's why we love this book, right? But to see it as a standard of love is problematic. And to try to turn it into a fairy tale is even more problematic. I understand that I'm very illiterate at this point in the whole Dracula lore. So maybe I'm liking the movie adaptation because it's the first ever movie adaptation that I saw. And even though I read the book later on, I still liked it. Maybe there are many better movie adaptations that I'm missing out on, given the ratings. I'm kind of confused with the rating. It's kind of similar with the rating of Wuthering Heights. So I think I'm missing out on something. So let me know if there are better Dracula adaptations that I should give a watch, or rewrites that I must read, because I am interested in Dracula at this point, honestly. But also let me know about Wuthering Heights. Is it worth a watch? Does the movie justifies the casting decision?